Now, as the deadline for the troop withdrawal nears, the world is, of course, rushing to evacuate its citizens and vulnerable Afghans from Afghanistan. And in the forefront is, of course, the United States. Meanwhile, the Taliban has issued an advisory for those who want to leave Afghanistan. And they've urged these Afghan citizens to, in fact, leave the country when commercial flights begin. The United States, remember, has been withdrawing its troops from Afghanistan. Meanwhile, it has said that it will continue to evacuate those Afghan nationals who had worked for the American and NATO forces till the very last minute, that is till the 31st of August. So far, America has airlifted nearly about 100,000 people from Kabul, including near to about 7,000 who were evacuated in just the last 24 hours. Addressing rumours that the Taliban has now taken over parts of the Hamid Karzai International Airport, the Pentagon claims that the premises are still under American control, and those with a valid American passport or a green card will be allowed to pass through.
Any U.S. passport holder that wants to get in can get in. And we are still, if I'm wrong here, I don't think I'm wrong, well, we are still processing and getting on planes SIV applicants as well as vulnerable Afghans.
Meanwhile, United Kingdom has ended its airlift mission in Kabul. British troops boarded an A400M aircraft in one of the last UK's evacuations from the Afghan capital. The United Kingdom has evacuated nearly about 15,000 people, predominantly British nationals and also those Afghans who had worked for the Brits as a part of the NATO forces. There's also an admission that Britain will not be able to evacuate every eligible person in the time that is left.
The team here have been working until the very last moment to evacuate British nationals, Afghans and others at risk. Since the 13th of August, we brought nearly 15,000 people to safety, and about 1,000 military, diplomatic, civilian personnel have worked on Operation Pitting in Kabul, many more elsewhere. It's time to close this phase of the operation now. But we haven't forgotten the people who still need to leave. We'll continue to do everything we can to help them.
Meanwhile, Germany has officially ended its evacuation mission out of Kabul. Its last flight landed in Wunstorf on Friday. To date, Germany has airlifted nearly about 5,300 people of 45 different nationalities from Kabul. Germany has also ruled out the fact that it has failed to bring out everyone who helped Germany in the last few years.
Gleichzeitig ist es äußerst schmerzhaft zu wissen, dass es uns in der begrenzten Zeit nicht gelungen ist und auch nicht gelingen konnte, alle zu evakuieren, die mit oder für Deutschland in Afghanistan gearbeitet haben. Trotzdem ist es ein Tag der Freude über die Rückkehr unserer Truppen aus Kabul.
Dabei ist ganz deutlich geworden, dass diese Soldatinnen und Soldaten, aber auch diejenigen, die als Vertreter des Auswärtigen Amtes, der Botschaft, der Bundespolizei vor Ort im Einsatz waren, Unfassbares gesehen und erlebt haben und dass sie Unglaubliches geleistet haben. Und es wird noch eine geraume Zeit brauchen für viele, dies alles zu verarbeiten.
Interestingly, Italy has also ended its evacuations from Afghanistan. The final flight out of Kabul landed in Rome on Saturday. Since the Taliban's takeover, Italy has airlifted about 4,800 Afghans out of the country.
Ci sono tanti cittadini afghani che aspettano ancora di essere evacuati e non possiamo più farlo con i ponti aerei che abbiamo visto in questi giorni, ma siamo pronti con le Nazioni Unite e con i paesi limitrofi dell'Afghanistan a lavorare per garantire a queste persone che hanno collaborato con noi in questi 20 anni di poter avere la stessa ambizione, la stessa possibilità che hanno avuto i 5.000 cittadini afghani che abbiamo evacuato in questi giorni.
And Spain has concluded the evacuation of its personnel from Afghanistan. King Felipe VI of Spain and Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez visited the temporary units at an Air Force base designated for housing the Afghan refugees who've been brought back. During the visit, the king met with the military and also with the administrative personnel who are in charge of the operations. The Spanish Prime Minister thanked and also congratulated the military personnel who participated in evacuating people from Kabul. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.